The training that we are engaging with farmers is come about due to where we are in the industry in terms of our stocking rate. Nationally, we are at zero point 0.6 animal per acre. We certainly want to reach 2 animals per acre in time. Regionally, uh, within or around with our neighbors, they are at 2.2 animals per acre, and one of the reasons they are there is due to the particular training that we are dealing with. It's called Boyson rotational system along with silver pastoral system. The idea there is for farmers uh, start managing the rotation of their animals. Most of our farmers basically have very large paddock with few animals in there. They hardly rotate their animals, and when you don't do that, the animals get very selective in what they eat. And so what you want to be able to do is to reduce that selection ability where they are able to eat a certain amount where the nutritious part of the plant that they are eating, and you move them to another area where they could go and do the same thing, and that area that is left to regenerate, so that by the time the animal come back at that point, they have nutritious pasture. So it's basically an issue of managing the feed available for the animals within the area, and also that help with managing in terms of the soil and allowing for greater biodiversity within the farms where the animals are produced. And as you guys know, in PG, more biodiversity, the better that environment is for the animal, and more importantly, the better it is for you, the farmer who is there, because in the end, what you will start having is a better growth rate of the animal, and you'll be able to have more animals for the same space, other than going and trying to deforest more area.
Last year, the GEF Small Grants Program published a call for proposals, and the Belize Livestock Producers Association submitted a proposal. They presented and defended the proposal to our National Steering Committee, and our National Steering Committee approved 99,000 Belize dollars to invest in a project titled Building Resilience in the Livestock Industry. Particularly, this partnership project with BLPA is looking at implementing the farmer field school approach to train livestock farmers in the Cayo district, Stann Creek and Toledo districts to enhance resilience in the livestock industry, particularly as livestock farmers cope with the drought and of course the effects of climate change. They are being taught how to implement forage banks and to establish protein banks for their livestock, ensuring that there is resilience, but also that the knowledge through the farmer field school approach is being shared with other farmers to cope with the adverse effects of climate change. And so, as part of the GEF Small Grants Program project, we are pleased to be having this culmination of the farmer field school training, which started in November last year, and we now have a momentous occasion where over 65 participants are successfully completing this farmer field school training. Another key component of the project is the procurement of 4 Brangus bulls to improve the genetics in the livestock industry, particularly as the industry grows, but it's part and parcel of improving the general genetics of the livestock industry in Belize to enhance the existing herd that is within the country through the infusion of new genetics, the Brangus.
What we have been doing over the past few weeks is we have been able to train farmers from Cayo, Stann Creek and Toledo district in pasture management, pasture rotation, herd health management, silage making and multi-nutritional block. What we plan to do is to give these farmers the opportunity to learn new way of doing farming so that they could go back to their farms and carry out what they have learned during the few weeks we have trained them.
How many farmers participated during the training?
It's about a total of about 75 farmers, 25 from each of the 3 districts we did.
My take on this training, well, it's been very important actually. Me, for example, I'm from the Sakats village, so it's a place where you don't see much, I'd say, youngsters or young people of my age who are interested in agriculture because, you know, that tradition is actually getting lost. They think that agriculture is for the old people. So I find this training really interesting because it enhances like all of the new things me as a young farmer needs to know more about it. So it's very important, and I see it very interesting for me to learn all of this because then I can expand this knowledge to other young people like my friends, you know, my neighbors, and I can tell them that agriculture is not anything to be ashamed of because our country is built off agriculture. So I think it's very important, especially for youngsters in Cayo, to understand that agriculture is something that is very can build up our economic system here in Belize and to not be ashamed of it actually. So I really loved this project actually, most part for the knowledge and also because we did some hand-on activities which is silage, something which is completely new to me actually, and I learned to do it hands-on, so I can now go and probably implement it with other people and show them, well, this is the way you do it, you know.
And I find it very good, very interesting, and I have gained a lot from it. I learned of this new farming, which is called the silvo pastoral farming, and that this kind of farming integrates the planting of trees like timber and forage within your pasture. I learned and I'm seeing its benefits, how it is going to benefit us farmers later in the future, especially with the tree planting. These trees can be cut into lumber later on, sawed into board, and then you can make an income from it.
I am a cattle farmer from the beginning of my life, and then be part of this school. It has been for me a big experience because even I have growing cows, so I have learned different things, and then I have shared a lot of time and experience with different cattle farmers in my area. I think one thing have very touching me was it's important to have cows in a different section because in that way you give the cows a lot of opportunity to eat the good grass, and then also your pasture is quickly recovered. So that's one of the good things I like it. And then the next thing I like it is the way you discover how much grass you have in your land.